Beijing says it has reserves and contingency plans to achieve its target of 5% economic growth this year. Government officials, business leaders, and other dignitaries bid a final farewell to one of Hong Kong's biggest philanthropists, Shau-kee, who died last month at the age of 97. And the SAR's lived-in home prices fell for the fourth month in a row to hit their lowest level in nearly 9 years. Good evening, you're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Zhu. China is confident of achieving 5% economic growth despite Beijing's ongoing trade war with Washington. The central government announced a raft of measures today to spur domestic consumption and stabilize employment and the economy, amid a growing nervousness over a likely drop in export orders. Quentin Yan has the details.
At a high-level briefing, Zhao Chunxing, deputy head of the National Development and Reform Commission, outlined measures targeting jobs, trade resilience, consumer spending, infrastructure, and market stability. The initiative responds to U.S. trade barriers that Zhao warned could shrink global commerce by 3% and disrupt supply chains. Central to this plan are job protection subsidies for businesses and vocational training programs, with a focus on creating roles in elderly care and green infrastructure. Simultaneously, a nationwide push to replace aging appliances has driven 720 billion yuan in sales this year, while fresh electric vehicle subsidies aim to rejuvenate sluggish auto markets. Meanwhile, to accelerate infrastructure upgrades, Beijing will deploy 5 trillion yuan in state-backed funding for projects like urban charging stations and smart logistics networks. Complementing this, a national venture capital fund will soon bridge financing gaps for tech and green industry projects. To counter U.S. tariffs, Beijing will expand risk hedging tools for exporters and streamline cross-border services. The People's Bank of China pledged parallel action, with Vice Governor Zhou Lan signaling imminent cuts to reserve requirements and interest rates to ensure ample liquidity. Zhou also affirmed a moderately loose monetary policy and the need to maintain the stability of the yuan. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
Property tycoon and one of Hong Kong's biggest philanthropists, Shau-kee, was given a heartfelt send-off by politicians and business leaders at a public memorial today. The founder of Henderson Land Development, Lee, passed away last month at the age of 97 and will be most remembered for his charitable contributions to various sectors across the SAR. Cheryl Yun reports.
Lee's family members mourned their loss and greeted guests and dignitaries who came to pay tribute at the Hong Kong Funeral Home in North Point.
我哋當然好唔捨得爸爸啦，咁好唔捨得佢，我哋全家人都好唔捨得佢。
Lee's younger son Martin said the entire extended family missed his father deeply, who peacefully departed while they stood by his side. Chief Secretary Eric Chan, Financial Secretary Paul Chan, former Chief Executive Leung Chun-ying, former Secretary for Justice Elsie Leung, Executive Council Convener Regina Ip, and Legislative Council President Andrew Leung came to honor Lee and pay their condolences. A number of business leaders also attended the memorial, including Victor Lee, Managing Director of CK Hutchison Holdings, Wheelock Properties Chairman Stuart Leung, former Sun Hung Kai Properties Joint Chairman Thomas Kwok, Executive Chairman of Bank of East Asia David Lee, President of the Sports Federation and Olympic Committee of Hong Kong, China Timothy Falk, alongside many residents of the area, also gathered near the funeral home to pay tribute to Lee. A memorial area was set up at the Java Road playground across the funeral home to allow the public to bid farewell. A Buddhist funeral service was held at 11 a.m., and the late tycoon will be buried in his hometown of Shende of Guangdong Province. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Government officials have expressed deep concern and will launch a special review into the operations of the MTR Corporation. This comes after Hong Kong's sole rail operator had to suspend some services due to engineering issues twice within the last 3 months.
Services on the East Rail Line were disrupted yesterday for almost 7 hours after an MTR engineering vehicle malfunctioned near Foshan Station. Preliminary investigations revealed that the work platform of the maintenance locomotive could not be lowered because of a mechanical failure. Due to the proximity of the platform to the overhead cables, the vehicle had to be repaired on-site for safety reasons before it could be moved. The Electrical and Mechanical Services Department has requested the MTR to submit a detailed investigation report outlining the cause of the incident and proposing improvement measures. In light of recurring incidents, a special audit will be conducted to thoroughly review the MTR's maintenance procedures and emergency handling capabilities.
Police in the western Canadian city of Vancouver have charged a suspect with 8 counts of second-degree murder after the 30-year-old drove his car into a street festival, killing at least 11 people and injuring dozens of others. Authorities have ruled out terrorism as the suspect, who has mental health issues, was known to them prior to the attack. Quentin Yang tells us more.
Mourners gathered at a park near the accident site for a vigil this morning, laying flowers and lighting candles at a makeshift memorial. The mishap occurred at the gathering, which was attended mostly by Canadians of Filipino descent, who, along with thousands of others, were celebrating the festival of Lapu-Lapu. The victims, whose identities are yet to be revealed, were aged between 5 to 65. At least 26 injured were rushed to hospital, with some still in critical condition. Authorities warned that the death toll could still rise. The suspect, Kaiji Adam Low, was taken into custody by police after being detained by bystanders at the scene. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney, who paused the election campaign to visit the site, expressed solidarity with the grieving Filipino community.
I would like to offer my deepest condolences and my wishes for strength and compassion in this tragic time. I know that I join all Canadians in mourning with you.
The attack came at a critical juncture as Canadians head to the polls to elect a new leader later tonight. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
The death toll from a massive explosion at a strategic port in Iran has now risen to 40. With more than 1,000 injured, the government has announced 1 day of national mourning.
Fires still continue to burn at the Shahid Raja'i port in the southern city of Bandar Abbas, which occupies a strategic position on the narrow Strait of Hormuz on the Persian Gulf. The incident on Saturday has triggered conflicting claims over the cause of the explosion, which has disrupted operations at the country's biggest commercial port. A British maritime security firm has reportedly revealed that the blast involved chemicals used in the manufacture of solid fuel for missiles. Iran's defense ministry has denied the claim, calling it psychological warfare by foreign adversaries. Meanwhile, local authorities have asked people in nearby towns and cities to stay indoors until further notice and wear more protective clothes. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, demanded a swift investigation, while President Masoud Pezeshkian visited the site, offering condolences to victims' families and vowing accountability.
Hong Kong's property price index has fallen for the 4th consecutive month, dropping 1.7% in the first quarter of the year. The impact of the U.S.-China tariff war saw the price of lived-in homes drop to a near 9-month low.
Home prices continue to decline amid economic uncertainty. The private residential price index fell to 284.2 in March, down 0.49% month-on-month, marking an 8.5-year low. Year-on-year, prices dropped 8.2%, with a cumulative 1.7% decline in the first quarter. Compared to the market peak in September 2021, prices have plunged by around 28%. The secondary market declined 0.49%. In a phone interview, Joseph Tang, the Hong Kong chairman of real estate firm Jones Lang LaSalle, explained that the combination of unsold new flats and weak economic conditions has forced sellers to cut prices. The U.S.-China trade war hasn't yet impacted the market, but it could add further downward pressure in the second half of the year, he added. Meanwhile, the rental index continues to rise, reaching 193.3 in March, up 0.1% month-on-month. This marks 4 straight months of growth, outperforming sale prices.
Mainland companies continue to show their strong commitment to the SAR stock market after 2 initial public offerings were listed in Hong Kong today.
Bubble tea chain Auntie Jenny is offering approximately 2.4 million shares at an IPO price ranging from $95 to $113. Auntie Jenny is one of the big players in the mainland market, and despite a 2% revenue drop last year, the beverage maker's adjusted net profit edged up to 418 million yuan. The Shanghai-based company plans to raise $270 million and is the third such mainland firm after Guming and Mi Xue to debut in Hong Kong. The launch is set for early next month. Hainan Zhenda New Energy Technology, which is already listed on the A-share market, is hoping to raise approximately $234 million and plans to sell over 64 million shares priced between $20 to $28 each. The Shenzhen-listed company is mainly engaged in research, development, and production of photovoltaic cells.
Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day down 8 points. Top active stocks of the day: Alibaba was down 40 cents, Meituan was up 80 cents. BYD was down $15.80, and Pop Mart was up $20.70. Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy with a few showers in the morning, sunny intervals with a maximum temperature of 27 degrees. It will get warmer in the following couple of days. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Thank you for watching, and good night.